to my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream or a night.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a great hump day. Yeah, somebody brought it to my attention this morning. That's right. Gonna do some human stuff here. Oh, what do we got going on here? Looks like West Virginia Pappy's probably omnipresent. He's the only person in Rumble who is chatting, and that's A-OK. Going to the chat immediately. Looks like Rose was first. Debbie, number 2, West Virginia Pappy. You are deterred. And where are we at here? Debbie saying good morning. We got Catitude. We got Light Raider. Alrighty, Canada. Bradley Collins, pastors in the house. And looks like we are 5 by 5. We're going to wait for the room to fill up a little bit. There's only 8 people in here now, but we're going to give it a chance. If you were on the member side, you should have seen the video that I put out yesterday about what was it? Baking and laundry day. I like it. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate you. And live chat it is. Cha-cha-cha. Let's see here. Howdy from Pensacola era. Clint, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Make sure you hit that subscriber button. Man, my hair is like, why is it going like why is it like Bruce Wayne and shit? I don't know what that, not Bruce Wayne, but Clark Kenty. That's kind of like, what happened? What happened to my damn hair? I fear I'm just making it worse. All right, I'm leaving it. I can't win today, so I'm going to leave it. This morning I made a video for the members this morning where I'm just talking about stupid little things, but I'll publish that. It's from the front porch of the property. The sun is out. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit on the front porch and just suck in that vitamin D and vitamin K and just like, and just enjoy it. And I was like, I'll make a video. But it's an interesting video. I back when I first started getting into preparedness and doing crazy stuff, like just like making things work that weren't supposed to work. I had a contraption, but the members will see it. It's on the front porch right now, enjoying the sun. Hint, hint. Let's see here. Skanes girl, good to see you, girl. Andy Pearson is in the house. Bed hair. No, it's not. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Like I said, I went out on the front porch and it's really crazy. I don't know what is. I think I got it. Did I get it? All right, nice. So yesterday I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today. You get vitamin K from the sun. I think your body produces it. I'm not exactly sure. I know about the D, but I've also heard about the K as well. It's like a byproduct or something like that of the process. West Virginia Pappy just watched my 6'5" video. If you guys haven't seen it, I did a little bit of shooting yesterday. I had to zero my son's rifle for him. It's pretty cool rifle. It's a pretty cool rifle. So if you haven't enjoyed that video after this, go ahead and watch that one. Yeah. Go watch that video. All right, guys, enough of that jabber John. We got 20 people in here. Let's get this party started. Yesterday, I was thinking about the things that we needed to, it's like about the gear and the mindset and all these other things. But one of the hardest things one of the things that people have the biggest problems with is trying to develop a prepper organization, a prepper group, an alliance, if you will. And it takes on many different shapes and forms. I learned a lot talking to Grumpy about how their mag works where he lives. And it's very different than anything you've ever read in one of the books. In fact, I would say that if you do read the book Mag, I'm not sure who writes it, then I would say that you're probably going to, it's very militaristic and it's very structured. But the way that they do theirs makes more sense to me. So I was thinking about that. No vitamin K from the sun. Darn it. All right. And so my video just snapped, didn't it? I saw it go black for a second. So it's definitely not I'm only transmitting in 1080p today because we were watching that video snap. And there goes the chat. Now the chat's snapping for some reason. I purposely didn't transmit in 4K today because I wanted to see if that was the issue. Clearly, that's not the issue. So I can go back to transmitting in 4K. Anyway, so here we go. Let's get some coffee. Coffee. Establishing a prepper group can significantly enhance survival chances during an SHTF scenario. A well-organized group provides crucial support, shares responsibilities, and leverages diverse skills to navigate crisis more effectively. However, forming a cohesive, functional group requires strategic planning and careful selection of members and ongoing commitment to training and communication. I'm sorry. I was just thinking of something. I was like, my thoughts were crossing in my brain here. All right. So this is, if you're new to the channel, the way this works is I talk about stuff, you write stuff, I read the stuff you wrote, we talk about that, and then we move on. There's only so much content in the world to keep these live streams going. Also, if you have not noticed, there's a poll. Currently, I have 13 votes, and that's fine. You do not have to vote right now. Your mind may change as we get towards the end of the live stream. What is the biggest challenge in forming a prepper group? Right now, 62% say establishing trust and cohesion, 38% finding committed members, and 0 for organization and defining roles. That's a yawn. Got a drink. All right. So initial conversations, building foundations of trust. The first step involves engaging neighbors, friends, and even coworkers in casual discussions about emergency preparedness. Introducing the topic through current events such as recent hurricanes, floods, or power grid failures makes the conversation relevant and relatable. Mentioning personal preparations like having a 72-hour emergency kit can spark interest and provide a natural segue into deeper discussions. Offering to help others set up their basic kits demonstrates goodwill and builds rapport. For instance, donating unused or extra gear can show commitment to community resilience. These early interactions help gauge interests and assess the preparedness mindset of those around you. Not everyone will immediately embrace long-term preparing, but those who show genuine interest in short-term readiness can often be guided toward more extensive preparation. Tracking their progress and maintaining their regular communication allows for an informal assessment of their evolving commitment. This insight helps determine the right moment to introduce the idea of forming a group. A couple things on that. One, people think about preparedness at the weirdest times. My girlfriend, she knows I'm a prepper. And we've got more than enough stuff at the apartment, and I've got more than enough stuff here at the homestead. And so she knows what the ride she's in for. But sometimes these little things happen that like, and so she's never, I have a survival kit inside her car. I make sure that she has the tools that she needs to change tires or inflate tires easier. I basically make sure her car's kitted out. Well, she came to the property last weekend, and she informed me that she had grabbed one of my 72-hour kits and put it in her car to keep it there permanently. And I thought to myself, what brought this on? What made her think of this? And she told me, well, the weather's changing, things are different, and it's just not a bad idea. It was just one of those little bags, 72-hour kits, nothing huge. She still required water. I was like, what about water? And she's like, yeah, I need to get a gallon for the car. And I'm like, okay. But it's always odd when there's a conversation about preparedness that wasn't actually thought about. And, introducing the idea to somebody new can lead to simple little things like that. So I'm going to go to the chat real quick here. Let's see here. Skanes Girl, there we go. Good morning. Putting on another pot of coffee. Good morning, folks. From Greg. Greg, good to meet you, bro. Don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Where are we at here? And fruits. I eat after every live stream, guys, just so you know. Let's see here. Light Raider says, Dr. Campbell explains the relationship between D3 and K2. I knew it. I knew it. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy, thoughts on disaster in NC? Good convo starter. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I mean, you could be talking to anybody, you know, and it's like, you know, hey, have you heard what's going on in North Carolina? You know, I think one of the, you know, not going too far off, you know, out of the loop here or off point, is there's now this giant controversy amongst, I guess, the Twitter sphere, the TikTok realm, as for some reason it's happening there. But I'm not seeing it on the YouTube side, where videos are being made, shorts are being made, showing acres and acres of campers that are just sitting in Florida doing nothing. But then we have people in North Carolina living in tents. Not a joke. Not a joke. So, Ian, good morning, my friend. Just a little late. Don't worry, we won't fine you. Bradley hasn't said he's going to a meeting yet, so the day is not complete. You're good to go, man. You're good to go. All right, so identifying just a little late. Let's see here. Stray Kitten, what's the relationship? What's what? I don't understand. What I see that you're asking Light Raider that. Oh, you're talking about the relationship between D and K. Gotcha. Let's see here. Laser, number 2 over on the Rumble. So let's talk about Rob, not a garden. Bradley's here. What's this here? I'm the only guy here the rest of the week, so no meetings this week. I got you, Broseph. I got you. And Rob and the garden. I got you. I'm just calling you Rob, man. There's too many vowels in there. Let's see. I don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Skane says, it's amazing the convo you can start at the grocery store over rising prices and food preservation. Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Identifying prepper adjacent hobbies as a strategic approach. Good morning, Mr. J. People involved in certain hobbies often possess skills and mindsets that align with survival principles. Aligning with local enthusiasts in such areas such as shooting, ham radio operation, hunting, or food preservation can reveal potential group members with valuable expertise. Each hobby offers unique insights into an individual's capability and interests. First and foremost, well, not first and foremost, but first on the list, shooting sports. Participation in shooting sports often indicates familiarity with firearms and a level of discipline and focus, which can be crucial in defense scenarios. Connecting through local shooting ranges or clubs can provide opportunities to discuss broader preparedness topics. This is incredibly true. This is incredibly spot on true. I went to a local gun store. It has a range. It teaches concealed carry. It's basically the full out gun place. All right. It's just not an outdoor range. It's indoor. And, just after starting to talk with these guys, basically they start talking about like the election and how things are going to get better and the things we need to watch out in the 2A community. And, oh, by the way, you need to make sure you've got a little bit of food and water stashed away just in case. Oh my God. Like he's just like sending up, like Red Star Cluster saying, I want to be a prepper. So I started talking to the guy and, we aligned, but it's my first time actually like speaking with him. So I'm not going to be like, hey, you want to be a prepper? I'm going to talk to the guy and, or these guys and see what they think about it. They're kind of young. So a lot of times, unfortunately, the young don't really see the benefits, but who knows what'll happen? Who knows what'll happen? The next thing is ham radio enthusiasts. These individuals are adept at communication in situations where traditional networks fail. Joining a local ham club or attending events can help identify those who understand the these yawns. Oh, these yawns are like sneaking up on me. Normally I could fight them off. That one was almost like a yawn seizure. All right. So joining a local ham club or attending events can help identify those who understand the importance of reliable communications during emergencies. Also, they're really good people to keep in your hip pocket if you need to know something about a radio or local frequencies, or what's the little hack that I need to listen to the sheriff's radio, because there's some kind of little digit or something I'm supposed to be typing in my church software that I'm apparently missing. Can you help me out? Things like that. Food preservation and canning. Skills in food preservation indicate foresight and a proactive approach to sustainability. Workshops on local farmers markets often attract individuals with a self-reliant mindset, making them potential group candidates. I can tell you right now that there is someone who does canning, just the craziest things up on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. And I went and talked to him, and I was like, I really love your stuff. But clearly this is more than just money. You're putting your own stuff back. She's like, oh, definitely. Definitely. It's like, well, here's my card. And so I made a friend that day. I didn't really have to recruit that one. Camping and overlanding. Enthusiasts in these areas are accustomed to living with minimal resources and can offer practical survival skills. Organizing groups, outings, or participating in local camping events can be a low pressure way to discuss prepping. Now, expanding the network through shared activities like community workshops or hobby clubs creates opportunities to observe potential members in different scenarios, offering deeper insights into their suitability for a prepper group. All right, so let's go ahead and check the poll. We've got 18 votes. 61% still believe established trust and cohesion is number one, and 33% believe that finding committed members is 33%. And let's defining roles in leadership. Okay, 6%. Good. And then let's go to the chat here. Let's see. MG checked in. Cuck V's in the house. Good to see you, bro. Watching from the People's Republic of Michigan. Fed 5,500 cows. We'll be feeding cows tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow's not Saturday. You mean tomorrow and Saturday? Tomorrow through Saturday. Gotcha. Let's see. That's a lot of beef. Vitamin. We're still talking about vitamins. D2 helps the body absorb D3 instead of all of it being sent to your bones. This is a type of explanation. Gotcha. All right, let's see here. Ham radio operators are allowed to enter disaster areas easier. There you go. And you guys are still talking about vitamins. We're not talking about that. Stop talking about vitamins, you goofballs. That's not what this live stream's about. Okay, so next thing we need to talk about, we need to drink some coffee, that's for sure. Next thing we need to talk about is evaluating potential members. If you guys were part of the Discord, if you guys were actual members, you could talk about this in the Discord until you turn blue in the face. You know that? But no, someone doesn't want to be. Okay, so evaluating potential members. Key criteria for selection. Selecting right individuals is one of the most crucial steps in forming a prepper group. It involves assessing each person's skills, temperament, values, and overall commitment to preparedness. Some key factors to consider include survival skills and training. Man, there's something like messing with my nose. Ugh. Individuals with background in medicine, trades, mechanics, law enforcement bring invaluable expertise. Assessing these skills through conversations or practical demonstrations can reveal their potential contributions. For instance, A mechanic's ability to maintain vehicles or equipment could prove essential during a crisis. This is 100% true. You know, when they say when you're building your mag that you should find a doctor and find a seamstress and find a homemaker who knows how to can and find a guy who's in the military, you know, and they say to find all these things. But the truth is it's very difficult to do that because this is a recruiting mindset that doesn't really work. You know, the idea is that you'll find these people somehow, some way, and then you'll all be coalesce in a specific area. Or, you know, it's very difficult to find a doctor, a lawyer, a firefighter, a freaking police officer, a nurse, you know what I'm saying? All living in the same cul-de-sac. So it's this is almost a flawed idea, but it's something that's worth working towards if you're going to build an actual mag or a group. Let's see here. I need a timeout. Light Raider says CERT is a good place to find like-minded people. Yes, I absolutely do believe that, Light Raider. But also I would look at where you're at as well, because what I have discovered is that, for instance, CERT up on the eastern shore of Virginia, not very active. Free classes are available. But it's like if there's not a lot of emergencies, they don't get a lot of action, so they don't really interact a lot, and they get a lot of their training, then they kind of fall apart. You kind of lose touch. Also, a lot of people that want to be part of CERT, but they don't really know what it is, and then when the time comes for them to exercise their newly shorn skills, they kind of poof off into the dust. But yes, it's a great place. Let's see. I need a timeout for not following the rules, talking about vitamins. You're a funny girl. Let's see. What's jack of all trades comes in handy. That's true. Bradley says my neighborhood is changing so fast that 10 years ago you could ask a neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now they just tell you to order it on Amazon. Few good neighbors left. Yeah, well, yeah, that's unfortunately neighbors. It's like any other. It's a relationship. You have to maintain it, and when you don't, then it falls off. You guys gonna excuse me for a second here. My nose is going crazy. The good thing I muted that for you. Let's see here. My CERT trains quarterly. Gotcha. Good to hear. All right, so let's talk about temperament and values. Or did we just do that? No, we did not. Temperament and values. So group cohesion relies heavily on members' ability to work together under stress. Conflicts can jeopardize the entire group's safety. So it's important to gauge personality fit early on. You know, do these people's personalities fit? Organizing informal gatherings or working on small projects together can help identify red flags. Yeah, you definitely don't want some crazy guy in your group, because at some point you're going to have to get rid of him, and that's not fun. That is not fun. All right, I'm going to check the chat here real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, I was trying to ask neighbors for a cup of vitamins. Oh my God, Stray Kitten, you're killing me. Bradley says, thank you for saving us from the snot ASMR. Maynard, good to see you. Friends in volunteer fire department, mine, rescue, hunting clubs, gardening clubs. Yeah, what I found is with CERT, these people are generally all in the same clubs together. It's kind of interesting. But what I need to do, I'm now that I'm spending more time down here in North Carolina, I need to. I may actually have to go and find the CERT around here, and just to see what is going on. You know what I'm saying? I told you I need a timeout. Drink some coffee, girl. Drink some coffee. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it. You'll be great. All right. So commitment level. Commitment level can actually be pretty key here. So serious preppers display long-term dedication through actions, not just words, discussing past experiences, future plans, and current preparations, can offer insights into their reliability. Those who consistently prioritize preparedness are more likely to stay committed during a crisis. Yeah, you need to make sure that these people this isn't just a fad for them. Okay. That, that maintaining caution is essential, because both parties should avoid, divulging sensitive details about their preps until mutual trust is established. Building relationships gradually creates a foundation of openness and collaboration. And, the thing is, it's like, oh, you're prepper. Good. Come, let's talk about prepping. Let's do it. Prepper. No, because it's like you're gonna burn the battery out for both of you, and the relationship is not going to be a relationship. It's just going to be a chance meeting, And so, when you're building that group and when you're letting people in, it's like, I hate to say it, but it's very much like dating. You just don't let this person into your life. After the first date, you keep them at arm's distance. You're cordial. You're polite. You're happy. You're putting effort into trying to build that relationship until that's not being reciprocated, and then the relationship is basically over. So it's basically the same way. It's all that human interaction stuff that we have to deal with. So let me check the chat here. What do we got here? Try to get farmers in. Cock, that's a great idea. Try to get farmers in the group. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the problem with farmers is they're always busy, but they're always creating product. They're always working on something, even in the wintertime, the farmers when they're less active, they're still trying to think of some other way to farm in some way. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like vacation time, that might actually be the best time to talk to them is like during the winter. So, but yeah, don't try to talk to a farmer when it's planting season or when it's harvest season, because they ain't got no time for you or anybody else. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about formalizing the group. Basically structure and purpose. So once suitable individuals are identified, clarifying the group's purpose becomes the next step. Potential focuses include resource sharing, which I don't recommend, but maybe you have caches in different places. Maybe you're keeping stuff at different people's different houses. Mutual aid, or establishing a communal bug out location. Defining clear objectives helps align expectations and ensures collective commitment. Unfortunately, so in one type of mag, leadership works. So we're going to talk about that. But in another type of mag, it doesn't. So establishing leadership and roles, while collaboration is key, designing or designating a leader provides direction and streamlines decision-making during emergencies. Leaders should emphasize inclusivity, ensuring all members feel valued and heard. Rotating leadership roles during training exercises can also prepare multiple members to take charge if needed. What I'll tell you about leadership in mags is that it's a double-edged sword. On one side, you have the agreement that someone will be in charge, and that person in charge their decisions are final. I would recommend having at least a council of 3, if not 5, and then everything takes a vote. And the only time the leader actually votes is when there's a tie. That way people know he's in charge, but he's not controlling everything. Okay. And this requires this leader to be very wise, unfortunately. And we do see them from time to time, wise people. The other side of the coin is that you have a more free-flowing organization where no one is technically in charge. Well, someone is technically in charge, but no one really is, because that person doesn't want to be in charge. He's just been elected and he doesn't really do anything. It's just When in a free-flowing organization, something needs to be done, people just show up. The word goes out, people just show up. There's really no like needing to be told or ordered or asked or whatever. It just happens. And I think I prefer that kind of organization because, every man is the king of his home, that kind of mentality. When you start talking about someone in charge, then it's like, well, I live here and go screw yourself, that kind of thing. And so that almost instantly destroys the whole idea behind having a mag. So let's see here. Going to the chat here. I trust no one 100% anymore and can be swayed with the right incentive. Oh, anyone can be swayed with the right incentive. Exactly. Let's see here. Light Raider says, my county has a Facebook group called Prepsteader. They meet every 2 weeks. That's cool. That's cool. Where are we at here? Rose says, winter is catch up, doing the round, Tate jobs around the farms. Exactly. West Virginia, Rick Grimes type. Miss Gutierrez, good to see you. Yo, from Fargo, North Dakota, listening while getting ready for work. Nice. Homesteader Creek showed up. Good. Trust people to do what is in their best interest. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next app. Nope. You know what? It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time, guys. If you love your country, we're halfway through the scream. If you love your country, post a number 1 in the chat. Erica, and drink some coffee, talk some smack, read you some stuff, and generally educate the masses. All right, let's see here. Let's talk about developing standard operating procedures. Clear, documented guidelines for responsibilities, resource management, and communication protocols provide structure and accountability. Group members should collectively agree to these SOPs or standard operating procedures, ensuring everyone understands their roles and expectations. Regular review and updates keep the procedures relevant and effective. Now, SOPs can be very detailed, and the problem with SOPs is that you have to enforce them, and that goes back to somebody being in charge. For instance, SOP is that SOP is that you have to have a chest rig and a plate carrier and carry 6 mags, and it's got to be an AR, and you got to have a pistol, and it's got to be a 9mm, and it's like, okay, so Dynamite, who's paying for all this stuff? And all the stuff that I have doesn't match that, but I'm still here. It's interesting because, yesterday I was watching the old Netflix, and they have a category for leaving soon, like it's no longer going to be available on Netflix. And the Patriot came up, and I was watching that, and there were scenes that I don't remember ever seeing, like the clear, like I don't remember the captain's clear not want to go fight until he's forced to do it. I remember when they were organizing their militia, they literally just grabbed all the stuff that would fit on their horse and their rifle, or musket, should I say, and they got on their horse and they went in one direction. And no SOPs were required. They just had their stuff. And so SOPs can be good and they can be bad, but be very careful, because SOPs are much like directives or regulations, basically not laws, but carry the weight of law with enforcement. So be aware if you decide to come up with an SOP for your mag. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Going to the chat here. Miss Gutierrez says, I know slight preppers. I tell them I have 2 weeks of food to get me through. They don't know I have years. I conceal everything when I take things to my apartment. I put in black bags. There you go. That's some sneaky stuff. There's some stealth prepping. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says you should have a backup for every role. Cindy Hoff says SOP is critical. Miss Gutierrez says, I trust no one, even my bestie here doesn't know what I have. Well, okay. Sheepdog showed up. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning, young lady. Good to see you. Homestead Creeker Ghost. I'm not watching Ghost. That's an awful movie. Oops says that was almost wait a minute. That was almost nothing. We're going to have to work on your sentence structure, Oops, because I don't know what you're talking about. Cindy says, keep the extra weapons you have, but need overlapping ammo weapons for ease of self-defense. Yes, very true. Very true. All right, so now let's go ahead and move into, man, let's check we got 27 votes in the poll. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Still established trust and cohesion. Got to trust these people. I need to sip some coffee. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see here. Training and continuous improvement, ensuring readiness. Regular training sessions are essential to keep the groups prepared and cohesive. Practical drills, such as practice bug outs, first aid workshops, or navigation exercises, help refine plans and identify weaknesses. These sessions should simulate realistic scenarios to test skills under pressure. Examples of valuable training exercise could be, well, let's start with a medical response drill. This is going to enhance the group's ability to handle injuries and medical emergencies. Regular first aid training sessions ensure everyone can provide basic care. I don't know how many times I've talked about this, and there's no reason. It's like if you have a group, and even if, oh, it's a jet. Okay, I was trying to figure out what that noise in the background was. Even if you don't have a doctor available to you, you still got YouTube. You could still, you could still have a class online. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. I know Refuge Medical is offering classes online now, and they're pretty incredible. It's not like watching YouTube, so they're pretty incredible. You guys might want to look into that. There's a link in the description. Let's see here. Communication protocol tests. Practice using radios or signaling tools to ensure reliable communications. These drills can reveal potential issues with equipment or protocols. Even if there's only 2 or 3 of you in the beginning, you should still do like a radio test at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? You should literally just like, hey, let's do a radio test, guys. And just to do it and find out, some JoJo might one of your members might be like 2 cities over when this test is going to go down, and he finds out that his radio won't actually reach that far. So things he should know. This knowledge is gained through experience. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to check the chat. Most had almost nothing. There you go. Almost nothing to load on the horses and go into battle. Yeah, exactly. Tuck showed up. Good to see you, bro. Like marriage, without trust, nothing to build on. True. Cindy says, if you have a group bug out location that is shared, the SOP is critical. Living in close quarters, etc. Everyone has a job / purpose. 100% agreed. 100% agreed, Cindy. Ian says, treat your group like the National Guard. Meet once, 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year, and for 2 weeks a year. That's really not a bad idea, Ian. That's really not a bad idea. Let's see here. Light Ritter says, my request to teach Stop the Bleed has went way up since Helene. I bet. Absolutely, I bet. Okay. Let's see here. Evaluation simulations. Now we're really like we're starting to build something here, and people. We've got a group. We have a plan, and we're starting to do things. Now we have to evaluate the group as a whole. Conducting practice bug outs to a designated location helps members familiarize themselves with routes and procedures. These simulations also highlight logistical challenges, allowing the group to make necessary adjustments. So when I was part of that MAG in Virginia, we would meet in the mountains of Virginia, and basically we were just given like grid coordinates to it. And if people got lost, then we would eventually send them a pin, but they would have to find their way up this mountain from wherever they were coming in the state of Virginia. At the time, I think about 15 of us showed up. And everybody made it up the mountain. It was amazing. As people got closer or even down the road, people were using GMRS repeaters and talking. And then, I was listening to all of this coming all the way from the other side of the state. So there was a plan. There was a plan. And then after that, it just kind of turned into a giant camping trip where we all froze our ass off on the mountainside because it decided to drop to like 3 below that night. It was super cool, even though none of us were ready for it. So scheduling regular meetings and training reinforces commitments and keeps skills sharp. Periodic reviews of SOPs allows the group to adapt to new challenges or lessons learned from training exercises. Encouraging members to pursue additional training or certifications, such as CPR or wilderness survival courses, further strengthens the group's capabilities. Getting your group to get training on their own. Wow. That's a force multiplier, guys. That's a force multiplier. All right. I don't see anything in the chat, so I'm just going to continue to move on here. Rebuilding or building a resilient network. So building a prepper group requires time, effort, and strategic planning. By fostering relationships, carefully selecting members, and maintaining rigorous training, a cohesive and reliable group can be formed. The effort invested in building this network transforms individual preparedness into collective resilience, ensuring strength and support when a crisis strikes. In a world where self-reliance is increasingly crucial, a well-formed prepper group offers not just survival, but the possibility of thriving together through any changes. Going to the chat here. And oh, by the way, that is your cue to hit the poll if you have not done it yet. And Cuck V posted, Bofang AR5RM is a good ham radio handheld for the money. Can transmit on GMRS, MERS, 1.25, 2 meters, and 70 centimeter. Receives FM stations. No. Yes, this is the super radio. Cuck, you are in love with this radio, aren't you? I can tell, man. Every time I start to talk about ham, he's like, you got your AR5RM? You got it? And honestly, I haven't bought one yet. But I'm going to. I swear to God, I'm going to. If these companies would stop giving me radios, I might actually buy a radio. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says you can also establish trade/barter with other mags pre-SHTF. Yes. And the other thing too is farmers markets. You can establish a relationship with a farmer's market, and farmers markets, they're mostly all about just small farms selling produce. It is seasonal, but they have other needs as well. And so having them as a friend is definitely a good thing, because you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You don't even have to say you're part of the mag, but you could be part of the outside circle, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. Cuck says all is good. Okay, guys. So I think we've hit all the wickets here. Hopefully, you guys have got something from this. To my members, I'll be posting the members only video directly after this. It's already uploaded. I just have to push a button. And then if you want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, because that's tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to be about it. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, check your bells, And check your bells. SOP is to check your bells. And if you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. Contemplate becoming a member. Since I got nobody. I got nobody in the super chats today, which is okay. Which is a-okay. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you, which will be next Monday, unless you're a member. Bye-bye.